Okay, Daily Motivator number 133 is coming up. This time I got the topic before I started recording it. I'm actually, of course, all the stuff that I record for these is drawn from my personal life, my personal experiences, my professional life, which really is my personal life. It's kind of all blended together. Anybody who knows me knows that. I love these people who have like two separate lives. They have work and then they have personal, and it's separate, it's different. I don't know. For me, it's one life. It all blends together somehow. I don't really know how to look at it as separate. I mean, I understand where they're coming from. They want to keep their personal life personal. They want to keep private. They don't want anybody interfering. And I don't know. I prefer not to look at it that way. I prefer to look at it as one great big universe with lots of journeys that I get to travel on. And so now we're going to talk about something that I employ a lot, obviously. It's part of my basic function in the financial world that I'm going to bring into the spiritual world. And it's a concept that I think can and should be applied in both areas, as you will see. So we're going to hit that record button and get started. And you can tell me what you think. Join the online community or visit the blog and post a comment. Maybe you disagree with me. I'd love to hear it if you disagree with me. This is Seth David with Daily Motivator number 133 for Wednesday, February 10th, 2010. And the funny thing is, maybe it's not really funny, but for lack of a better phrase, the funny thing is that when I was sort of approached by my friend Brian to start doing this, I think the idea he had in mind was to be doing these in the context specifically of business and salespeople and going out there and making a living and making money and getting excited to make money. And it just evolved a little differently than that. I haven't been focusing too much on that, but I do want to focus on that because no, it's true, money can't buy you happiness. I know that, we all know that, but it can provide comfort if it's used properly. It can provide the comfort that goes with knowing that I don't have to worry about my finances if I'm making a good living. And if I'm making a good living and I don't have to worry about my finances, then when I am taking time to spend with my loved ones, and I've written volumes about this, I'll probably get a book published one of these days when I have the time about this very topic, is not having to worry about my finances and how it gives me the opportunity to enjoy my downtime, to enjoy the time with my loved ones that much more because I'm not sitting there worrying about my finances. My head isn't 3,000 miles away at the bank while I'm physically sitting with my family. The idea is not to have to worry about these things. So no, money can't buy you happiness, but it can free you up. It can relieve you of the burden of the financial worries that go with not having money. So yes, I do think it's important. We talk about being spiritual, and we try to keep the two separate, but the reality is, how spiritual can I be if I'm constantly worried about things? Now, this is not to say that I'm supposed to go out there and step on people's toes and destroy people in order to benefit financially. But what I'm talking about here is building my net worth. And I think building my net worth applies on both a financial level and a spiritual level. Building my net worth means I take inventory, right? On the financial side, I look at my assets. What are my assets? What do I own? What are the things worth? And then I look at my liabilities. What are my obligations? What do I have to pay out to people? And I take my assets, I subtract my liabilities, and the difference is my net worth. Well, what's that look like in the spiritual world? It looks like my character makeup. What are my assets? What are the good things about my personality? Here's a couple of lists you can make. I've talked about making many lists. Make a list about yourself. Take your own inventory. List your assets first, then list your liabilities. Where are your weaknesses? Where can you do better? And the difference between your assets and your liabilities is your net worth. Well, how do I build net worth both in the financial world and the spiritual world? By minimizing my liabilities and by increasing my assets. So if I'm constantly focused on and setting goals and tracking progress to reach those goals in terms of building my assets up and reducing my liabilities as much as possible, that's how I'm going to build net worth. So I think it's a concept here, building net worth, that can be taken very specifically into the context of both the spiritual and the financial world. Hopefully you agree with me. Even if you don't, go ahead and post something on our blog. I would love to hear from you. www.youramiracle.com. You're a miracle. Get excited about today.